Salman Khan was shooting this movie here in Vienna, and I totally missed it. Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage. I've reviewed almost 500 Indian movies on the channel, but unfortunately this is only the second film of the so-called YRF spy universe that I have seen. My introduction to Salman Khan's character Tiger is only from his great cameo in this year's Shah Rukh Khan vehicle, Pathaan, which I thought was the best and most fun part of that film. There might be something similar in this one, and it might again be my favorite sequence in the entire film. Tiger 3 is a Hindi-language spy action thriller that was directed by Maneesh, starring Salman Khan and Katrina Kaif as a husband and wife agent duo, Tiger and Zoya, who have to stop an evil terrorist, Atish Rehman, played by Emraan Hashmi, who seeks to establish a dictatorship in Pakistan in order to attack India once again. Now, as I just said, I haven't seen the two previous Tiger movies, so I wasn't familiar yet with the characters, especially the supporting characters. Therefore, I had no already established connection or anything, and because of that I will probably be a little bit more forgiving, because I don't think it's quite fair when I enter the franchise with the third installment, not counting the other YRF movies. As it should be in a big commercial Indian movie like this, we get one of those big hero introductions up front. And when Salman is lifting that scarf, people in my theater obviously cheered. And the energy was contagious. What follows is a pretty nice action scene. It starts so well with really sweet camera work and a practical, palpable feeling that I thought this might turn out to be a damn good, maybe even gritty action movie. Sadly, it doesn't take that long until it goes overboard. And while I of course expect some larger-than-life, ridiculous stuff in a movie like this, or I even look forward to it to some degree, it also kind of puts the action that was so impactful on tracks. What I mean by that is this effect or feeling that things are way too smooth. In this beginning specifically, how Tiger is getting away on his motorbike and he drives up some slim mountain road and everything is more like a video game than an actual intense, real feeling stunt scene. I have to say, it still looks pretty good and the movie has a high production value. It was also the most expensive film in the YRF spy universe yet, and I think it shows. But in that beginning, it quickly turns from a promising, gritty action movie into a decent action flick. And I think that's how I would describe Tiger 3 in a nutshell. It's a decent action flick. A good enough one-time watch with some good stuff, some not so good stuff, and a lot of mediocre stuff. The basic storyline follows familiar spy movie tropes, and I thought the way everything is set in motion, with Atish threatening Tiger's family and therefore making him and Zoya kind of work for him, was a bit dull. But thankfully, Emraan Hashmi brings a lot of swagger to the role, and while the character is very one-note, the actor makes it work nonetheless. The one with the most swagger, or supposedly with the most swagger, is of course Salman Khan. And for the most part, I enjoyed him in this one. At the same time, he's also not doing too much for me. I just like this different kind of silliness of Pathaan's character more, but it could have also been way more cringy, and it wasn't. Still, personally, this kind of spy thriller mass mixture is not working fully well for me. Meaning this somewhat serious, down-to-earth spy thriller mixed with the larger-than-life mass moments and a hero who likes to speak about himself in the third person. If you have followed this channel, you know that I like me some mass movies, but I think for me it works better if they are a bit more fun or have something more going on. Tiger 3 is a very bare-bones action flick, but I guess nobody's really expecting real character stuff here anyway. As far as the action goes, it's mostly nice to watch, if you can accept that our heroes are basically impossible to hit, even with machine guns. At least towards the very end, which was actually a really decent action climax, Tiger shows some signs of being wounded as well, which was nice. There are a few noticeable hiccups with some editing during the fights though, more in the first half than in the second I think. For example, when Zoya and some lady are fighting in nothing but towels, where we get a moment in which my theater audience was whistling, only to find them then again safely packed in. Or earlier on a street where the distances and how people get up and down makes it feel as if there are some shots missing. There's also a rather cringy element in the first half where Tiger wears some kind of disguise that looks really silly. Maybe it's a reference that I didn't get, but it's super jarring and also diminishes a fight scene that is supposed to carry some emotional weight as well. In the finale, there's also a suicide moment that felt really unnecessary, and it's also a movie where you have to accept that it plays in this very old school action violence fantasy, in which the hero just kills people without any remorse, and we are supposed to have fun with that. Which we can. I'm not saying we can't, but it's just also nothing that goes beyond that familiar action territory. So again, I think Tiger 3 is a solid action flick. And in German I'd say, Tiger 3 ist ein solider Actionfilm, der gut aussieht, halbwegs nette Action liefert, einen einseitigen, aber charismatischen Bösewicht hat, eine verdammt bekloppte, aber auch großartige Cameo Passage bietet und insgesamt für einmal Schauen durchaus in Ordnung geht. I give Tiger 3 6 out of 10. It's more like 6.1, but I don't do that. Alright, that's it like always. Comment below and let me know what you think about Tiger 3. And also, don't forget to stay for that mid-credit scene, because in my theater, everyone already left. Yeah, shame on them. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and also on Patreon simply at TheJimmyCage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.